Right, wonderful people. Let us just try to deal with these few problems that we have so that I can quickly just dismiss your class. Now, suppose something of this nature is provided, which will be provided because these are assignment kind of problems. So you can be given a problem like this as an assignment and you need to find the area of these shapes. Now, area being the amount of space that something can occupy. In this table, if I place this here and it has occupied a certain amount of space in this, we call that the area of a shape. Now we will try to look at the very first one, which is this rectangle. Remember, all the angles in a rectangle are 90 degrees. Those are some of the properties of a rectangle. And we want to find the area of this shape. You have this four-sided shape, 4.5 meter, 11.2 meter, and you are to find the area. Now the area of a rectangle is given by length multiplied by the breadth, or length multiplied by the width. Let me just write W here. So we would say this is the length and this is the width. It doesn't really matter which one is, because multiplication can be anything. You can say W times L or L times W. At the end of the day, you would still get the very same answer. Now, the area of a rectangle is length multiplied by the width, and you have your length as 4.5 meter. You multiply that by the width, which is 11.2 meter. And what is 4.5 multiplied by 11.2? 4.5 by 11.2, 50.4. And you would say meter multiplied by meter is meter squared. So that would be the area, the amount of space that an object will be able to occupy. So this is just a simple basic problem that I don't even ever think you will get in the exam. But we will deal with exam related content so that you see the difference. Now in number B, we are given a right angled triangle. You are given a right angled triangle. Why are we saying this is a right angled triangle? It's because there's one angle that is equals to 90 degrees. Whenever you see this shape or like this, you should always know that it is a right angled triangle. Now there's a trick here, because in order to calculate the area of a triangle, the formula says that the area of a triangle is equals to half base multiplied by perpendicular height, a height that makes an angle of 90 degrees with the horizontal. Now the problem with this figure is that you cannot easily identify which one is the height, but you can guess that this is the base, and it is never the base, because the side which is pointed by the angle of 90 degrees, we call that the hypotenuse. Again, so what we need to do in this figure, let me show you this. In this figure, what we will need to do, this is 8 centimeter by 10 centimeter. What we will need to do here, we need to label this figure, and I'm going to show you why. Let's say this is A, let's say this is B, and this is C. And then let us try to redraw this. If I redraw this in this shape, and I know that the point which is pointed by 90 is BC, so I will have my B and my C. It doesn't really matter whether you say C or B, and then that means this side will be A. So you know that BC is 8, and you know that AB is 8. So in this problem, this is what we call the side which is pointed by an angle of 90 degrees. We call that the hypotenuse. So this would be your H, and this is what we call the perpendicular height. And this is what we call your base. where the side that you use to rest on, that is your base. So the formula says you say half, you take the base and you multiply that by your perpendicular height. Now the problem here, we don't have the base, but we do have the perpendicular height. So you will need to go and find the base. This is where the theorem of Pythagoras comes in. What is this theorem of Pythagoras? The theorem of Pythagoras tells you that the hypotenuse squared is the sum of the base and the perpendicular height squared. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the hypotenuse squared is equals to your base, which is your AC squared, plus your perpendicular height, which is AB squared. Now, do you have your hypotenuse? Yes, that is BC. So you can just say BC squared equals AC squared plus AB squared. Now remember what we are looking for here. We are trying to find the value of AC. Now, do you have your BC? Yes, that is 8. You will say 8 squared. Do you have your AC? No. Do you have your AB? Of course, that's 8. And you squared it. Is this? Oh, sorry, it's 10. Oh, I'm sorry. The value is 10. So your hypotenuse is 10. Right, and then from here, you'll know that 10 squared is 100. And 8 squared is 64. And then from here, you will take and then from there, you will take this value to the other side. You will get 100 minus 64 equals AC squared. So 100 minus 64 is 36. That is AC squared, but we don't want AC squared, we want the value of AC.
Right.
So the value of AC would be how much? What is the value of AC? What is the value, Jesus, what is the value of AC? The square root of 36 would give you a value of, what is the square root of 36? 6.
Again.
AC is equals to 6 centimeter also. So this would be the value of the base, 6 centimeter. Now we can go to the formula that area equals half base multiplied by perpendicular height. Yes, it will examine this thing. Yes, of course, if you show all the steps. So you will take your base, which is 6, and you will multiply by perpendicular height, which is 8 centimeter. So what is 1/2 times 6 times 8? 1/2 times 6 times 8.
24.
24. Centimeter times a centimeter is a centimeter squared. So that would be the area of this right-angled triangle. Okay. As for C and D, I will leave that as your homework. This becomes your homework.